This is Todd Duncan with Classic Cars, and I'm here in Atlanta with Jim Collier's amazing collection of vintage Chevrolets. We're going to give you a sneak peek at his collection. I hope you enjoy it.
This is a 59 Chevrolet. This is a #1 car. This car is ranked as one of the top 5 in the country, if not the world. If you notice on this one, all this bright work, if you look, it's either been reproduced or re-chromed. Everything. Look at the detail right here. If you look at your detail, my finger's going very slow. This is incredible. Under here, you'll never see. If I rub my hand here, it's slick as a baby's butt right here. I can see baby's butt on camera. Can I, Todd? Okay.
Aaron, I was wondering if you can tell me a little bit about Mr. Collier's legacy, especially as a car collector and especially as an African-American car collector.
I'm glad you asked that, Todd. Again, thanks for doing this. We appreciate it. Meaning the Collier family and the Atlantan concourse appreciates this. Mr. Collier is a very rare person in terms of, if you put the word African-American aside just for a second, he's one of the foremost Chevy collectors in this part of the country. His cars are very rare, and they're very consistent in terms of their quality and how they're ranked. He's got more #1s, #1 being a car that's literally perfect, either at or better than it was when it left the factory. He's got more #1 Chevys than anybody in this part of the country.
I started collecting cars because the interest was there from my childhood coming up. I love machineries and things like that, you know, and so it revolved over in cars when I got old enough to own one, yeah.
And where do you find your cars? Is it other car shows? Are you looking online? Where do you find these beautiful cars?
Everywhere. Years ago, there was a book published here in Atlanta called Auto Trader. You don't have that anymore. So now you have all the electronics devices for cars and everything. But basically, the cars I look for now is I find them word of mouth. I have friends who are scattered all over various places, and when they see something that they know I'm interested in and it's for sale, then they call. Car people are like doctors or any other group of people. Right. They communicate together.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I know they're like your children, and it's hard to pick one, but what are your favorite Chevrolets?
Probably the 58 Impala.
And why?
It's just a beautiful car. It's an original 1-year car.
Right.
And I think, and I'm not sure of this, but I think back in those days, it's the only 1-year car there was, you know. Because if you talk to Tri-5, that was 3 years. And they made the 58. Then they jumped to a total complete new car in 59. And they stayed with it for 2 years. But I like it because I look at it, but I also like it because it's a 1-year car.
It's a 1-year car. We talked a little bit before this interview about young people and collecting cars. I mean, what would you like young people to know about this hobby? It seems like, they're the folks who buy, the Honda Accords, and they do that. But collecting these beautiful American classics, it doesn't seem like we have as many kids interested in.
I think you're telling the truth. I think that's right, but we have to remember they weren't brought up in those cars. They were brought up in the Hondas and the Toyotas and what have you. So naturally they're going to have a stronger desire for those cars. But I just make a statement in general. Be compassionate about some model, whatever you like.
Right.
Yeah, and stay with that and try to find out what's the best buy and what seems to going to have the longest life, and what's going to increase in value and what have you, and go with that.